For those of us who have lived in the Caribbean and have grown and played our game in the Caribbean or loved the game in the Caribbean of football, we had a lot of fun with a lot of the countries in this area. Jamaica, for instance, always had some beautiful players. They always had players who were able to go further, maybe to England, sometimes to the MLS and so on. Trinidad and Tobago had the similar type of performance levels. And most times they would get into maybe third or second in the CONCACAF, which is a good yardstick. And then, of course, you remember that Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica both qualified for World Cups. What about the other teams? Why doesn't the CFU look in a different direction in order to improve the quality of their football? In the first place, FIFA is probably responsible for that simply because FIFA over the years have dedicated a lot of time and time with coaches to teach people in the Caribbean the way to play football, and it was going very well because they were getting the opportunities to get a mind that is just above their normal minds so that they could improve the quality of their game. I have had the opportunity to do some of them, but as soon as CONCACAF was given the authority to do their own thing in the region, FIFA no longer started to provide coaches to come out to any of the regions, and it can show in their football. There's definitely nothing modernizing about their football. They're still holding the ball a little bit too long. They still want to shoot from bad angles. They still have no communication in defensive play, and they have no masterminds in the midfield. You get the odd one, and I'm not for this minute criticizing them unevenly. What I'm saying is that they need the help just like every single one of the others in the Caribbean, because they've not been able to go. They're small communication people in terms of population. So therefore, what can you do? You've got to be able to get them and make them work and get people to think for them a little bit more advancing in football than the other. This has been a big problem. That's the reason why Curacao is doing so well. They're not banking on the Caribbean coaches. They're banking on the Dutch coaches. They have a Dutch system. They go there to train. These are the things. Panama is going into South America. They're not sticking around here to match strides with the CFU. They're not going to do it. It has not happened. But more than anything else, when they come to the next group, we want to see a lot of the teams qualifying for the CONCACAF and World Cup to play home games in the Caribbean as well. Whether it's St. Vincent, whether it's Grenada, whether it's Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, why doesn't it show up in the way that it should be showing up at all times? It happens in the CONCACAF. They take it all to the United States. So this gives them a running advantage all the time. I don't see an answer here to the problem simply because they are still in control. The CONCACAF is in control. The Canadian is the president, and it is played in the US. I want to see some level where these coaches, these players in the Caribbean, are given an opportunity to play in their own, with their own crowds, and see how much the crowd can motivate them to be better. I can also see some of the better coaches from outside coming in and offering education of greater level so that they can develop their own football in the way that they should. I wish it had happened that way. I'm sorry it didn't, and I would certainly look forward to hearing from the not the CFU, but the CONCACAF about the improvement in the quality of play of the CFU.